I scored straight A+ in my SPM, and here's how you can do too. Hi, my name is Amelia, and a little background knowledge. I graduated from St. Joseph's Private Secondary School last year and am currently studying my A-levels in Singapore as an ASEAN scholar. I took 11 subjects, and today I'll be sharing some general tips and tricks in hopes that you can achieve the same thing as well. Let's go! 1. Motivation. Now, this might sound cliche, but what exactly are you aiming for? Motivation is exactly what got me to where I am here today, and it gives me a purpose for what I'm doing. This might sound harsh, but what are you trying so hard for? What are you trying to achieve when you clicked on this video? No matter the reason, whether you're aiming to get into your desired university or just to beat someone in marks, however superficial that reason may be, whatever it is, you have to cling on to it because that's what stopped me from giving up. For me, it's this. I'm in a dorm right now, and it might seem unglamorous, but it's exactly where I want to be. While studying for my SPMs, my only goal was to get out of my small hometown, and here I am now. 2. Consistency. While motivation gets you started, consistency keeps you going. Let's be real. Motivation isn't going to get you out of bed at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning to study sejarah, but you know what will? Consistency is. Before every major exam, I set up a 1-month long timetable and I block out the different days to study certain subjects. I plan it accordingly to my schedule, so on days which were more hectic, I'd assign a less brain-heavy subject like math or Malay. And I'd force myself to study that subject for at least an hour a day. I'm going to be so real with you, there were multiple times where I didn't follow it very strictly, but it's the fact that it's there and it's pushing me to do better each day. What really helped me was blocking out my tasks in more manageable bite-sized pieces. So instead of sejarah on Mondays, it'd be chapter 8 and 9 of sejarah on Monday. This gave me a set goal to move towards, and it gave me a dopamine boost every time I completed a task. 3. Knowing your content. Now, this might seem so obvious, but I can't stress enough the fact of knowing your content like the back of your hand. There were countless times where I jumped straight into answering questions only to find myself staring blankly at it because I didn't know how to do it. So it's really important to actually sit down and read your textbooks because most likely there'll be extra information that you missed out or are deliberately put out of place for you to scour to find. I find that Bio and Sejarah does a lot of these, where there'll be these tiny text boxes with information that you think is useless, but it'll somehow come out in your exam paper. 4. Pass your papers. If there's only one thing that you get from this video, I hope it's this. Pass your papers are like the MVPs for my studying sessions. No matter how much you open the book and flip through the pages and read your notes over and over again, nothing is gonna help as much as pass your papers are. Active recall is where you deliberately pull information out of your head through testing instead of passively reading or highlighting notes. And it's honestly the game changer. Shutting your textbook and sitting through the uncomfortable times where you struggle through a question is where actual studying comes in. With past year papers, it's really good as well to do time practices because they train you for the actual nerves and anxiety that you're going to be facing when you sit for the actual exam. When I was doing past year papers, I realized that my mind would go blank at the most simple questions, or I'd make so many careless mistakes and lose a ton of marks. That is where you need to go in and patch the holes in your memory, learn from your mistakes, and never do them in your exams. Even when you don't have time to actually sit down and do the papers, make an effort to read through the answer schemes because most of the time, the same questions get repeated. Now, I can go on and on about how much I love past year papers, but this video will get too long, so on to the next one. 5. Study groups. Or study partners? I find that I focus better when I study with someone. The sort of pressure I get when someone's watching me and holding me accountable for what I'm doing is what pushes me to keep on going. Studying with someone else also comes helpful when you're lost and you don't know how to answer a question. Asking for help might seem a little bit humbling, especially if you're an egotistical person like me. But what's more important is actually understanding concepts rather than shoving them under a rug and praying that they don't come out in your exam. If you're worried about getting distracted with your friends, easy, just go to the library or go to any public space where someone will stare at you weirdly for talking too much. Which brings me to my last tip. Limiting distractions. The first obvious distraction is your phone. Turn on D&D while you study, or if you're a menace like me, hide your phone in a different room. Next, your bed. I can't even count how many times I just rolled onto my bed and just accidentally fell asleep for hours on end when I was supposed to be studying. So what did I do? I just changed rooms. Keeping your space where you study strictly just for studying and separate from your bedroom is key. Honestly, this is one of the hacks that really helped me out. Whenever you walk into the room where you're supposed to study, your mind just enters study mode and everything else just gets flung out the window. And when that eventually fails, get out the house. I did this most during my SPMs, where I'd go to libraries just to study even though it was like a 20-minute drive away, because I felt so stuck at home and I just find my focus way better in libraries. I'm not sure why, but yeah. And bonus tip from me, just wake up early. There was a video I watched which said if you had to eat a frog every day for the rest of your life, would you rather wait the whole day while dread fills you up over the fact that you have to eat a frog and eat it at the end of your day? Or would you rather eat it early in the morning and get it out of the way? On days where I feel particularly motivated, I'd wake up at 5 a.m. just to study. Waking up early in the morning gives you so much time, it honestly feels like a superpower. I'd wake up and get like 4 hours of studying clocked in, and I check my phone and it's only 9 a.m. And honestly, studying while the whole world is quiet is just way better. You need to try it for yourself. And when I manage to do all the studying I planned for that day in the morning, I get to enjoy the rest of my day off guilt-free. So wake up and go eat your frog. That's all the tips I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is my first video, so I'd appreciate if you liked, comment, and subscribed. I'm planning to use this channel for vlogs, study life, and maybe perhaps scholar life. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see from me down in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!